Hi everybody, it's Christina and thank you for joining me. So today I'm going to be using a really old die, and this is from the Landmark Occasions collection. So I'm going to use this heart. Now what I've done with this, with white card, I have cut this 3 times and I've glued it all together. And that's going to make a nice sturdy heart to sit on the front of my card. So in my stash I've found some of these cards that I've had for quite some time, and I've used some of them, but these are what I have left. So I'm going to fussy cut around these, and I'm going to decoupage these around my heart. So having decoupaged my flowers out with some scissors, fussy cutting them, I've chosen a grey and another pale lilac for my card. Now this is going to be my base card, and I have 2 that match the same. So with my grey base card I'm going to create a 7-inch card base. So I'm just trimming this down, and then one of the pieces I've folded back by about 1/2 inch, and they're going to get glued together, and that will be my base card. So with my base card completed, I'm going to take my lilac mat and I'm going to sit this on my card and leave just a small border around 2 sides. And then I'm going to make a little mark just in from the right hand side and just up from the bottom. And I'm going to cut that down, and that will create another mat for my card. So I'm going to do this half at a time. So we'll close the folder and we'll run that through the machine. So once you've done the first part, you can open the folder and you can move this across. Now you close your folder again, but this time you're only going to put your embossing mat up to that line. And you're going to emboss that, and that way it won't leave a line on your card. So there we've embossed the card both sides, and because the pattern's so busy you can't really see where the join is. Now that can sit on the front of my card. So the next thing I want to do with the heart that's the outline to this, I want to cut a grey mat, and that will sit underneath the cutout heart and be added to the card, but I'm not adding anything just yet. So the main thing that I want to do is create a ribbon border for the heart, and this is going to sit around the edge of the heart and complete the look. So I'm going to show you how to do this. Now for this you're going to need quite a lot of ribbon. I've only got a small portion of it here because I've already used some of it to create the border that I want, but I'm going to show you how to get the look. So take your ribbon and fold it with a loop at the top. Now with this ribbon towards you, create a loop that comes facing you and push it through this loop that you've just created and pull that through. Now you're going to keep that loop tight, not too tight because you don't want it to crumple the ribbon. And with this loop that you've got here, you're going to create another loop there and push that through the loop that you've created before. And again, pull the ribbon so that it sits nice and snugly around that piece. Now I find it easier to just put a paper clip on the end. Now whichever way the loop's going is the way you thread it through. So bring this towards you and push it through and pull that reasonably tight, but not too tight. You don't want it any tighter than the width of the ribbon. And then with this side you're going to push that through the loop, pull this one so that it matches it, so it's not too tight because that will pucker up the ribbon. So you can now pull this one down, and the loop's now facing off to the left, so make a front loop with the left hand side and push it through, pull this one reasonably close and continue making your loops and pushing them through till you get the desired length that you want. Now I do have another video on here that goes into more depth of how to create this braided ribbon, and I'll add a link in the description box below so that you can see how I do it. Continue with that until you get to the desired length that you want, and if that won't go completely around your heart, you may need to add a bit more, but you can always join these together with some glue on your heart, on your card, and nobody will see that join then. So once we've got enough ribbon, we can start adding these to the card and we can start putting the ribbon in. Now when you get to this stage, when you get it as long as you want it, take one single loop and push it through and take that one behind and just tie a knot in there, but again, don't pull it tight. So you're going to tie a double knot, and that finishes off your braided ribbon. Now with my hot glue gun and the ribbon, I'm going to glue this to the outside of the heart. So I'm going to keep it right on the edge. So with some ribbon that's left, I'm going to tie a double bow. So I'm folding it in half. I'm going to keep a nice long tail on this side and loop it round my finger. Then I'm going to bring it back over this middle finger and push this through the loop at the back. Pull it through, tuck your thumbs inside and hold onto the tails with your other fingers and pull all four at the same time. Now if you separate these two and find out which one shortens the loop on the top, and pull very, very slightly, and that will just take it a little bit shorter and stop those from going back inside each other, and do exactly the same with the other side. Find the tail that shortens the top loop and pull, and there you have them. Now they can't go back together, so now with your scissors you can cut off the tails, and the same on the other side. And now you can add that to your card over the top of the join that you've created there. Glue that down and glue your double bow down to the top of that. And once you've done that, you can add this to your base card. So I've glued that in place. There's the top to my card, and this is going to get added on there with some foam. So I've added the foam tape to the back of my hearts, and I'm going to take the backing sheets off. Now I've left enough space around the outside to add in the other pieces that I want to do. So before I push those in place, I'm going to slot these underneath and glue these so that can fit under there. We'll have this one at the top, and then down this side we'll have this one. So we'll tuck this one under there. Now for the centre of the heart we need some decoration, and we need some on this. So for my sentiment I've chosen Happy Birthday from the Special Words. I've used the Xyron machine to run it through 3 times, and I'm going to stack all these together. So there's my sentiment added to the card, and just to finish it off I'm going to add a little pearl stone, a little pearl decoration to the knot in the bow. And there we are, that's all finished now and ready to send. It will need a box because of the depth of the ribbon on it, but I think that's a really pretty card to send to someone special for their birthday or any occasion that you might want to make it for. So the items that I've used have been the Landmark Occasions collection. I've used the Special Words Happy Birthday sentiment, and I've used the Perfect Roses embossing folder. And there's my completed card. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you have, please join me on the next one. And why not subscribe to my channel, click the notification bell, then you'll always be aware when I add a new video. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.